Look, I see a gator. We out here in the Loxahatchee River looking for some alligators.
Welcome to Tommy's Reptiles, a channel dedicated to all things reptiles, where I create content showing my pet reptiles, reptiles in the wild, and my reptile DIY projects. What's up, guys? Welcome to Tommy's Reptiles. In today's video, we're headed to the Loxahatchee River to use my kayak to paddle around and look for some alligators. I have a modular kayak, so I can kind of break the kayak in half and pack it in the back of my car like this. And you just kind of clip it together, and it's the same thing as a real kayak, a regular kayak or whatever. My kayak's, I think, 9 foot long, 4 inches, so it's a pretty good size once you snap it together. And yeah, let's get driving. All right, we got here to the canoe launch. Kayak launch, so we're just gonna snap this together, put the wheels on it, bring it on over. All right, snap this puppy together real quick. Now we gotta flip it upside down. Do the bottom. All right, we got the bottom latches all secured and pinned. Now we'll just throw the wheels on it, pack it up, and hike it on over there. All right, guys, everything's almost done. I got my keys in my wallet and my waterproof bag, got some waters, and I just got to pack up the kayak and we'll head on over. All right, guys, we're just walking right over to the launch. This is why you need kayak wheels, so I don't have to drag these heavy things all over the place. Here's the launch. We have this cool bird here. I don't know what kind it is, but I think it's some kind of crane. All right, guys. Put the wheels on the back. Now let's get this thing in the water. Okay, we're in. All right, guys, I got the pedals set up. Let's see what we can find. All right, guys, we're here at the Loxahatchee River. I just heard a gator jump in, but I want to get some footage of some gators for you guys, so let's keep on going. A lot of foliage here. Turtle right ahead of us just went down. It looked like a yellow bellied slider. Let's see if we can gotta get through all this. I might need the paddle again. I'm really hoping it opens up down here. It looks like it is. Yeah, there we go. Just gotta get through this first part, and then we should be able to pedal quite a ways as long as the water's like 2 feet deep or more. There we go. Here we go. Maybe all that foliage is just at the canoe launch. We out here in the Loxahatchee River looking for some alligators. Here we go. Nice and open. I'm going to be looking on the banks over here to see some gators that are basking.
and maybe some floating around in the water. Still haven't seen anything yet. Looks like we're getting some more lily pads up here, so I'm gonna push through a little further and hopefully we'll see something. All right, guys, I didn't see anything this way, so we're gonna head on back to where I heard that alligator jump in the water, and maybe it's hanging around that same area. You know what I could actually do? I'll actually go back the other way and go the other way past the boat launch. Instead of taking a left, I'll take a right and see what that gets me. So hopefully we'll see something, because I drove quite a way to come up here, and so far I've been out for like 30 or so minutes and haven't seen any alligators. I just heard one jump in the water. So hopefully we'll see that one. If not, I'll go a little further, and who knows? Wish me luck. Actually, sorry guys, this was the spot. I heard the alligator jump in right over here. So I'm just gonna linger around and see if it's just hanging out here. Back to paddling through this aquatic jungle. Look, I see a gator. Gatorade. All right, guys, a little hydration break, and then we're gonna head all the way up there past the boat ramp, back into more lily pads, and hopefully we see something up there. Whoa, man, there's the boat ramp. This is the way I didn't go yet. I don't know why I went the other way, but this way seems way more cleared out. So let's head on down there. Cross your fingers, guys. All right, nice and clear. All right, I think I'll be able to go further this way than I did the other way. Let's see what we can find. Nice cleared out aquatic path. I saw a couple people on inflatable paddle boards, and I asked them which way's better, and they actually said the first way I went, that's why I went that way. But maybe they didn't get too far on those paddle boards. Oh, cool. Yeah, I went the wrong way. This way's way better. Pretty shallow right here. Looks to be about 2.5 feet deep. And we just gotta keep our eyes peeled until we find something. Let's go through that tunnel up there. All right, guys. This is pretty cool. Nice little tunnel. Oh, I gotta paddle through this bad boy. We ran aground. Okay, let's paddle through. Okay. All right, maybe I could pedal here. Nope. Huh. Shorten my oar. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's nice and cool in here, guys. Nice and cool. I have a feeling we're gonna see something on the other side. Okay, let's keep going. All right, I'm a ways up that way. Been going for like another 10-15 minutes. The river is opening up, so let's see what's going on up here. Look what my kayak's dragging behind. Bunch of lily pads. opening up even more. Still haven't seen anything though. I don't want to get lost, so I'm just gonna hang out around here for a couple minutes. You know what? I'll just go this way and keep going, and then I'll turn around and see what happens. Whew, it's super hot out here today, guys. I don't know what the feels like temp is, but definitely feels like it's over 100. That might explain why we're not seeing any gators. It might even be too hot for them out. They might be under the water, just cooling off, sitting on the river bottom and the cooler water. And then they'll come back out later when it cools off a bit. But either way, this is fun. This is the Loxahatchee River, guys. We turned around from this direction and we're gonna go this direction. And I'm just gonna truck back to my car because I'm on a time crunch. So if I see anything on the way, I'll stop and let you know. All right, guys, no dice today. We're back at the boat ramp, and I'm gonna load up my kayak, but don't worry, I'll show you footage that I got some alligators a couple weeks ago at a nice place called Mack's Fish Camp, which has awesome airboat rides, and the people who own that place are awesome. So if you ever come down to the Everglades, take an airboat at Mack's Fish Camp. Woo! All right, here we are at Mack's Fish Camp. I'm just walking around, and as you can see, there's pretty much alligators everywhere. There's 3 gators. It's awesome. So in the early afternoon, I brought one of my friends who was visiting to Mack's Fish Camp to show him the gators and how cool it is. Then when I got back to my house, my wife actually surprised me, and 3 of my other good friends were there, and she set up a surprise birthday party, and one of the gifts was actually, oddly enough, to go back to Mack's Fish Camp and go on an airboat. So I ended up going twice in one day, which is awesome for me. But Mack's Fish Camp is probably the coolest place in the Everglades you can go. It's owned and ran by a family that's 4th generation Gladesmen. So they've been doing this for a long time. I think the owner, Marshall, said 97 years his family's been doing this, so it's awesome. You could rent a spot to fish, or you can go on an airboat like we did, and they'll bring you around and tell you everything about the Everglades. They know all the stuff about the whole entire ecosystem and what's going on with it. They're very knowledgeable about all the wildlife, not just the alligators. Plus, it's super fun zipping around on these airboats. And here's the coolest footage I got of an alligator on this airboat tour. This was a big alligator, and it probably wanted a little peace and quiet, wanted to go take a nap, but we pulled right up next to it and got some amazing footage. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching Tommy's Reptiles.